Hello, my name is Santiago Guijarro Romero, and I am a professor at the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at the Autonomous University. In the following knowledge capsule, we are going to look at one of the qualities or types of motivation distinguished by self-determination theory, specifically demotivation. Demotivation is the result of a lack of interest, a lack of motivation, or the belief that a particular activity is not important. In other words, demotivation is characterized by a student's lack of intention to act due to various reasons, such as the absence of certain skills or knowledge necessary to take action. We can distinguish 4 types of demotivation. The first is demotivation related to beliefs about one's ability or skill. In this case, demotivation is the result of a lack of activity to carry out a behavior. For example, if a student receives numerous negative feedbacks when performing an activity in class with their classmates, they will eventually develop demotivation toward learning that content, which will be caused by a perceived lack of ability. The second type is demotivation resulting from the student's beliefs. In this case, it is assumed that the strategy to be followed will not yield the expected result. For example, the teacher explains how to perform a high jump using the Fosbury style, and before attempting it, the student is convinced that they will be unable to complete the jump correctly, showing demotivation due to accumulated implicit beliefs. The third type is demotivation related to beliefs about effort. In this case, the task requires a high amount of effort that the student is not willing to make. For example, preparing and presenting an assignment in which they have to search for and filter information, organize it, write the paper, and present it, using the skills they have acquired so far, knowing that their level in these skills is very low. Therefore, they perceive that no matter how hard they try, they won't be able to do it, and they give up on completing the assignment because they become demotivated. The fourth type is demotivation related to beliefs about importance. In this case, the student feels that the effort they are going to make will not be very significant, taking into account the large task they have to complete. For example, when a more complex task is assigned, like designing a physical activity program that counts for very few points in the overall grade. Self-determination theory also states that teachers play a key role in satisfying or frustrating certain basic psychological needs. Thank you. Which are common to all students. These needs are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. When teachers use controlling styles, it can encourage the emergence of this unwanted quality of motivation in teaching learning processes, that is, demotivation. The controlling style is one in which teachers pressure students to follow their orders, regardless of the students' preferences, thus frustrating the need for autonomy. Teachers also come across as cold and show little personal care or concern for their students, thus frustrating the need for relatedness. And chaotic teaching styles, in which the student relies solely on themselves with little or very unclear guidance, lead to the frustration of their need for competence.